Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone. Thank you for click this video. Well, today actually I'm going to discuss about teaching productive skill. Check it out. Well, talking about productive skills, actually productive skills refer to the skills that enable students to produce language both in spoken and written forms. In this case, the students are able to speak English and then write English. Teaching productive skills is important because spoken and written communications are basic life skills. In real life, people generally need to inform, convince, or even share ideas. They are also required to take a note, fill in the form, write an email, tell stories, and etc. Unlike the receptive skills lesson plan, in addition to understanding and interpreting the discourse, a productive skill aims at helping students to produce appropriate and coherent message both in spoken or written form. Well, actually, in short, what is essentially involved in productive skills is the ability to convey information, share ideas, convince, and also engage students' feeling into our productive skills activity. There are some considerations as a teacher to implement productive skills in our classroom activities. First, we need to know that the lessons that we give to the students, it will help students to communicate well. Number two, some preparations is needed before we are sitting with the task, neither in a speaking class or even in writing class. Well, number three, the choice of the topic is very important. Okay, we need to choose the familiar topic to students because generally we cannot speak or even write if we don't know what we are going to discuss. So the most important thing is the choice of the topic. Well, number four, before asking our students to produce a language, we need to equip them into our teaching techniques and strategies that can facilitate our students to speak or even write effectively. Okay, for number five, actually communication breakdowns may happen in our classroom activities, particularly in productive skills. So that's why if the difficulties arise in our classroom activities, we need to support our students to use their specific communication strategies. We need to support them to use their own learning style. That's why the speaking and or even writing activities might be happened effectively. Ideally, teaching productive skills may involve these following steps. First, we need to provide a model text. We need to introduce our students the genre of the text itself, even in writing or speaking classroom activities. Second, practice. Produce the language is needed to perform the task in our classroom activity. Third, task setting. We need to know the classroom situation or the topic need to be discussed in our classroom activities. Fourth is planning. We need to plan the structure output in our classroom activities. So at the end of the lesson, we are going to ask the students to have blah blah blah. So we need to plan the structure of our output. Fifth, production. At the end of the classroom, we need to ask the students to perform the task of speaking classroom. But then for writing classroom activities, we need to be ready to ask the students to write, even revise or edit their work. Okay, the last one is feedback. Even it is writing and speaking activities, we need to give our students feedback to their production of their language, even in speaking or writing. So by giving them feedback, it means that they will be ready for the next step. Well, actually, in teaching productive skills, as a teacher, we might have some problems happens in the classroom. To practice our planning and then our lesson plan in the classroom activities, of course, is not easy due to some reasons. The first one, maybe the students feel not confident to speak English or even to write. And then the second one, there's intimidation of their students or peer intimidation. And then the third one is they feel a fear of making mistakes, so they are afraid of performing their speaking in the classroom or even write any topics to be discussed. And then the next one, it might be the students are not interested in our topic discussion. So that's why it's really important to choose the appropriate topic discussion and then the familiar topic discussion into our students. Well, the next one, it might happen because of our students' previous learning experiences. So their previous teacher might have bad experience in their learning productive skills. And then the last one is due to of cultural reasons. Perhaps it might happen in Indonesia. Indonesian students prefer to sitting idle on their chair rather than perform their speaking or writing activities in front of the class. Those various problems happened in productive skills classroom activities. That's why teacher try to overcome these problems. How to overcome these problems? Yeah, by giving a good atmosphere in the classroom activities and make the students enjoy into our teaching and learning process in the classroom, and give them motivation, and then ask them to do not be afraid into making mistakes, because mistakes means they are learning. So that's why we need to design as creative as possible the teaching process, the teaching and learning process in the classroom, particularly in productive skills. Well, perhaps we might use this kind of techniques to introduce them to the interaction activities in the classroom, for example, like pair work, games, or other activities that appropriate to teach productive skills. After we give plenty various activities in our productive classroom activity, the last one is we need to give the students assessment as well. How to give the students assessment in productive skills? Well, actually productive skills quite different with receptive skills. In assessing students' productive skills, we cannot just give comments or using questions or answer, or just give plenty questions like true, false, and etc. But here we need to have a kind of rubric to be assessed, so the students will know what they are going to be assessed. For example, in speaking class, we need to have rubrics of speaking itself. And then for writing class, we need to have rubrics of assessing writing. So the students will know what are variables that need to be assessed in their speaking skill or even writing skills. It's really useful for us to implement our activities in teaching productive skills to our students, particularly in teaching speaking English or even writing English. Hopefully our classroom activities will be very active, and then the students will improve their speaking or even writing skills. Thank you for watching, and then bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.